Hi, in this video, we're going to give a demonstration on how to create a secure connection to your Azure networks using a point-to-site connection using the VPN gateway instance or service. We'll just show you how to configure that and how we make our connection private and secure. And it's good for users that are not generally on the corporate network and they may or may not have VPN access to the network. This way, it gives them a direct VPN secure access tunnel into your Azure cloud environment from wherever they are. I'm going to show you how to connect to your Azure virtual private networks in the cloud using the VPN gateway point-to-site connection. So we can use that to authenticate users with their Entra ID credentials as well to give them a secure single sign-on access to our virtual private networks without having the need for a site-to-site VPN, or where a site-to-site VPN doesn't make sense. The users may be traveling, for example, or in lots of different locations. So we can use the point-to-site configuration, and I'll quickly show you how to do that. So we've got a VPN gateway here, and I'll go to my point-to-site configuration and plug in the details that we want to use. So go to first start with configure now, and then we need to plug in the address pool that we want to use. So this is the address pool that our users' devices will be given. And we start with the tenant ID. So let's first of all we set this. And then we set the Open VPN option with Azure Active Directory. So we'll select that. And then we'll scroll down to tenant and paste that in. So that's our tenant ID. Audience, which is the type of Azure platform we're using. In this case, it's the public Azure cloud. And then we'll paste that one in there. So that's a good GUID for that. We'll post the instructions for all the different options as well. So the link to that. So we've got issue as well, so remember that one needs a / at the end of it. We've already granted administrator consent for the VPN application, and then what we do is hit save and wait a few minutes, and then that'll be set up, and then we'll show you how to configure the client and the VPN configuration within that. Okay, we can see now it's done. It took a few minutes, but it's already done now. So let me just come out and go back into that. And we can then download, basically this is the VPN client configuration that we're going to need. So let's just grab that. Okay, so I've downloaded and extracted those two. If we look at this as your VPN, we'll get the XML file. So now what we need to do is open up the VPN tool, which I've already downloaded. And then if we go to plus, import, and then point to the files that I've just downloaded. So, and just hit save on that. I will now see the server that it's trying to connect to, and if I hit connect, select which account I want. It'll ask me to authenticate, so now it's going to use my Entra ID, and if I've got permissions, I'll be able to log in. So just do that. Authenticating, and I can see I'm now connected. So I'll just test that now. I've got a server in the environment here, LAN VM1. If I do a ping to that, I can see that I've enabled the file and print sharing inside that machine. I can also do MSTSC for that machine. And I should be able to connect. Okay, so now I've got a private connection into that machine, and this could kind of be a jump box, and I can use that to access other secure resources in my private Azure network. So it's a nice clean way of being able to get onto your Azure network for users. So we've just seen how to connect using the Azure VPN gateway point-to-site connection. So we looked at the point-to-site configuration. Did a test by pinging a private IP inside the Azure network, did an RDP to connect to that VM. We used a local account on the VM, but we used our Azure AD or Entra ID credentials to connect to the VPN gateway to be able to get into the network. Okay, thanks.